I thoroughly believe that one of the biggest levers you can pull for yourself, both in business and life, and really in every part of everything that you will ever do as a young man, is learn how to fight and be capable in your own ability to actually defend yourself, stand up for the things you believe in, and actually be capable of potential violence when the time comes. And if it ever comes. I think men today are very weak. I think especially in our generation, a lot of men have no idea how to even throw a punch. And I'm not going to make this video to show you guys, oh, go be a tough guy, like rah, rah, rah. That's not what I'm saying. But in this video, I want to show you guys why I think it's vital that you must start training as a young man in multiple forms of, you can call it combat, whatever you want to call it, to actually be competent, because it's going to leak into other areas of your life and it will help you make more money. It will help you be a more well-rounded man. And it's something that I want to talk about on this channel. So why must you fight as a young man? Number one is self-defense. You guys know what self-defense means. You need to be able to use violence if it's necessary. I saw this somewhere yesterday on Twitter. If you're incapable of violence, your words are merely a suggestion. That's crazy to think about. And it's very, very true. Guys, you don't know what can happen in your life. The world is a crazy place. And while it's good to see the beauty and it's good to focus on the good, a real man also sees the darkness. He also understands what is capable in this world. And he understands that he is his duty, his fundamental duty as a man, to protect the people he loves and to stand up for what he believes in. And if you're unable to do that, you're incapable of doing that, I don't think that you can call yourself a real man, at least in my own opinion. Let's get into this. Guys, imagine you're with your family one day, your future family, your wife, your kids, maybe you have beautiful daughters, maybe you have sons, and you're out in public. You're out having dinner and something crazy happens and you have no idea how to fight. You don't know how to defend yourself. You don't know how to protect your family. You don't know how to evade danger. You don't know how to do anything, to be quite honest. You're just there. You just watch. You watch it happen. Whatever these other people, whatever these crazy people, whatever this event wants to do to you and your family, you can do nothing about it. And that horrifies me. And that's something that I could never accept. So this is a reality. Guys, crazy stuff happens all the time. The world is only getting crazier. And I want you on this channel specifically, I know we talk about sales, but I want you guys to understand that you got to be prepared, because the day that something comes and you're not ready is the day it's too late. It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Some Asian guy said that. I think it's Sun Tzu. And it's very true. It's better to be a warrior in a garden. So be a warrior that lives in peace. But when war comes, you're not a gardener anymore. You are a warrior. And I think that's what we have to do as young men. The other thing of this is confidence. Guys, your confidence as a man is largely derived from your subconscious understanding the capabilities that you have. So if you walk into a room and you know, oh, I can 100% hold my own with anybody here, you're going to be way more confident because of that. And not just in a tough guy way, right? Not in an artificial, like, oh, I could beat you up way. That's fake confidence. I mean, real confidence in the sense of, if this guy wanted to do something to me, he couldn't. I would be able to defend myself. I would be able to speak up, say what I believe, speak my mind without the fear of repercussion, without the fear of lashing out or someone lashing out towards me. Everything I'm telling you here is from self-experience as well. But I can tell you that my confidence before I started training versus now is night and day. Guys, I was always a little bit confident, but since I started fighting, since I started combat training and I got really, really good at these things, my confidence is absurdly high, and not in an artificial way that I have an ego and I'm going to go get my ass beat by somebody, but I am so confident. And I know that when I walk in a room, I'm usually the most dangerous person there. And I mean this in the most realistic, humble way that I can. There's rooms where I've not been, and it's a scary feeling, like if I'm with professional fighters or something, but being able to walk into a room and really know in yourself, like, I'm that guy, is a huge confidence boost. And being able to fight is also the ultimate trump card to any argument, any disagreement, any situation. If you can impart your will onto another man, you always have the last say. Me and my friends joke around all the time. Like they'll like make fun of me or whatever, just messing with each other. And I'll be like, bro, I could literally like kill you right now. There's nothing you could do about it. And it's a joke now between us, but realistically, I could. So the words that I have, they carry weight because I can back up what I say. Okay. Imagine the United States without a military. It would get destroyed. We don't even have anything that backs up our currency. We're not on the gold standard. So what backs up the US dollar? People always ask. It's the military. We can back up whatever we want, whatever we say, any will that we have to impart on others, we can do so, whether it be good or bad, because of the might that we have. So you need to adopt the same mindset as yourself, as you as a man. And you're going to feel more confident. You're not going to be shy. You're not going to be timid because the threat, not being able to defend yourself, is gone. You can speak your mind confidently. You can get into legitimate arguments with people and understand that you can sort of like back up your point. Because at the end of everything, guys, I know we live in this soft society, but at the end of everything, we're still primal creatures. And at the base level is fighting. It's combat. It's war. It's what we've been doing for thousands of years as men. And now we're all soft, but it still remains in our DNA. Every guy knows, like if you really look a guy in the eye and you're having an argument and you could absolutely destroy his world and he knows it, there's an air of respect. And that leads me to my next point, which is respect, guys. Today, the world is soft, okay? We live in a very cerebral society. Most warfare is done mentally. The nerdy guys run the world. Elon, Zuck, Bezos, Google, they run the world. However, people still understand the threat of someone absolutely ruining your day, for lack of better terms. They still understand that. And this makes others give you a certain level of respect that you cannot attain any other way. It can't be bought. That's why Zuckerberg is going and training with UFC fighters. He has all the money in the world. He is one of the most accomplished, successful, wealthy individuals on this planet. And he still is going and starting to train now. Jiu-jitsu, fighting, like he understands, because it's something that you can't buy. That feeling that you have of like, oh, I'm working on my craft, actually becoming better in this sense. I'm becoming more dangerous and capable. It's a respect for yourself that you can't buy. You can only gain it by training hard and by learning these things. But don't be a bully. Don't use your power for the wrong reasons. But as Teddy Roosevelt said, speak softly and carry a big stick. That's the whole warrior in the garden analogy. And I think that is a big point. Guys, I know this is not sales content, but this is a big point I want to get across to you guys because it has changed my life, genuinely. Boxing, I started MMA, did Muay Thai, did some groundwork stuff, did some wrestling. And now it's a lot of boxing because boxing is more of a sport. I can't like MMA challenge somebody to a fight, but I can in boxing. The confidence that it's given me, the level of respect that others have for me, I can see it. Like if I'm in a room or I'm in a business negotiation with a guy, there's certain things that he will not say. There's certain things that they know they can't say. There's a certain line that cannot be crossed. Whereas if you were not that guy and people could just walk all over you, they will. It's just how humans behave. It's human psychology. The other side of it is, how do you get started? So guys, for you to get started in this, it's really easy, to be honest. So for MMA or like physical combat, like fighting, like hand-to-hand fighting, it's not hard. So you should focus on two areas. And I wish I started with groundwork more, but nonetheless, I can tell you guys this now. The ground and striking. Groundwork in a real fight, like a one-on-one fight, if you are a better wrestler, you're better at jiu-jitsu, you're better on the ground than somebody else, you will destroy them. Watch the UFC. It's why Khabib was so good. Guys that can actually wrestle, like even I watched Leon Edwards' last fight. He's a striker, right? Out-wrestled Colby. Colby is a decorated wrestler. Who won that fight? Leon did. So the best boxer in the world would get destroyed on the ground if he didn't know the basics. And the same applies to you. Okay, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, basic takedown defense is going to go a long way for you guys if you're a complete beginner. But in a real fight on the street or in any situation, if there is more than one person attacking you or you're defending yourself against more than one person, you will get murdered on the ground. Okay, someone will kick your head. Like it's not a good area to be. You don't want to be on the ground. You want to be on your feet. You want to be mobile. And ideally, you want to run away. You want to avoid conflict if at all possible. So learning how to throw hands and actually strike with knees and elbows is actually equally important. So to do that, or to do the groundwork, go find a BJJ gym, so Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and a boxing gym, and simply go pay a pro for lessons. It's really cheap. I pay $100 per session. You could probably find somebody cheaper because I'm in Miami. So like for $50, you can go get trained from a pro that's dedicated their life to learning this skill. It's really cheap. It's probably the most valuable ROI that you can get from an investment into yourself, other than like business education and things like that. Okay. So find someone you like. I would find somebody you like their style. It fits like your body type. Like if you're like my friend Rowan's a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. He probably is not going to be the best striker because he's just big. It's a lot of mass to be putting behind punches. I mean, he'll hit you and knock your head off, but he is going to destroy people on the ground. And there's literally nothing they could do because he can use his weight as an advantage as well on top of his skill. If you're like a little guy, learn jiu-jitsu opposed to wrestling. You get what I'm saying? Like fight to your strengths. Everyone should learn boxing, striking, how to throw elbows especially. But yeah, guys, like it's not that difficult and it is the most fun training. Like it is so fun. I look forward to boxing and fighting every day. So I recommend 1 to 2 times a week at least. Do it for a year and understand that you're going to suck. Fighting is one of those things where I'm really athletic and I looked like I had no idea how to even move. I didn't even know how to move my feet. I looked like I had 2 left feet and was flat-footed for a year. And then I started to get good pretty quickly. So just hang in there and focus on learning because it's going to take a bit, but I'm telling you guys, it is so worth it. Firearm wise, I want to make a note on this. Training is extremely important. You are more of a danger to yourself and everyone around you if you are not trained. The most dangerous thing, not in a good way, but in a bad danger way, is you're the guy that has firearms and doesn't practice. You could shoot the wrong person. You could assess the threat the wrong way and go to jail for life. Like, there's a lot of bad things that can happen when you introduce a firearm into play. So you guys need to train. I train very often. I'm very, very skilled. I take it very seriously. Like, it's fun. It's a hobby for me, but I take it so seriously, like life and death. I recommend everybody that can, that's legal. By the way, all of this, I recommend you do this legally. You follow laws, you follow jurisdiction, whatever. Get a handgun and train. If it's legal in your area, do a concealed carry class, get your license, and conceal carry a firearm. It is very, 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 very good idea. If you are out and about all the time and maybe you go through sketchy areas, maybe you're just in a normal area, you go to a mall. A lot of crazy shit happens at malls, churches, schools now. Carry as often as you can, because the day that something happens and you don't have that firearm is the one time that it probably would have happened in your life. And then it's too late. And then you can't either save somebody, defend yourself, save your family, whatever. So go train at least a few times a month, become familiar with your firearm, become familiar with assessing threats, situational awareness, putting yourself under stress and training so that you know how you're going to perform in a real life. Because real life is different than training and shooting paper targets, okay? Your adrenaline's going to spike. It's going to be hard. Like, I went night shooting this past week and it was very difficult. Reloading in the dark, having light discipline, knowing if you're empty or if you're gun jammed, how to fix that in the dark, like, hardcore. It raises your stress level. And people, my instructor was telling me, people, when he puts them under stress, like artificially, noise or yelling at them or whatever, they'll reload a pistol magazine into the rifle and not realize what they're doing because your brain just like malfunctions when you're stressed out. So personally, I carry a Glock 43X. My bigger firearms, for handguns at least, are SIGs. I love SIG Sauer. But the small, I like the 43X. It's small. It fits good in my hand. It's pretty flat. You're not going to use a concealed weapon for more than like 10 yards anyway. So I recommend those, but do your own research. It's better to have it and not use it ever than to need it and not have it. So for plate carriers and ARs and all the stuff you see me doing, full-blown kit, guys, that depends on your goals, right? I think every man should carry a handgun and train with one, but the hardcore stuff is kind of like a choice. It's a little bit optional. If I had to say, I would say everyone does it, but I mean, it's hardcore. It's an expensive hobby. I've spent so much money on all this stuff and I spend a lot of money on training. For you guys, it's up to you if you want to get hardcore into everything. It's very fun. It's the most fun hobby that I have. I'm very passionate about it. But you guys need to understand that if you're going to go down that route and get an AR and get plate carrier and get plates and get a battle belt and get holsters and everything, it's pretty expensive. So maybe it's not the best time right now if you're just starting out. But at minimum, get a handgun, train often with that handgun, be competent using it so that if the time ever arises that you have to, you are prepared. Hopefully you never have to. Hopefully we live in peace. We don't have to do anything crazy, but if it happens, you need to be ready. This is not your normal sales content, but I've been wanting to talk about this for a while, guys. It's something I'm passionate about. It's a fun hobby of mine. So let me know if you want more videos on this and any questions at all. There's no wrong questions for this. It's something a lot of people don't know. I was raised with this stuff. A lot of people are not. So if you have questions, comment in the comments and I'll reply to as many of them as I can. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you like or what you think about this style of video. So I'll see you guys on the next one.